Okay. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Very, very happy Wednesday. Sorry I'm coming to you about 15 minutes late. I had literally 30 minutes of sleep last night. And so I was trying to take a little snooze this morning. And of course, I slept right until the last minute. But it wasn't enough sleep. So I'm going super slow, setting things up. So I gave myself an extra 15 minutes to make sure that we were ready, though I do not guarantee that things are in the proper order. Oh boy, oh boy. Thanks again, Kathy, for showing me some of the stories I'm able to throw on here today, because my brain is not in this right now. I'm telling you right now. Hopefully, being extra tired today will mean that I will sleep like a log tonight and be ready for the 13 and a half hour drive tomorrow with my mama. I was thinking maybe I could go live tomorrow with her and just like have a weird Q&A. And if you guys want, you can just ask my mother very embarrassing questions about me. I'm not that interesting though, so it'd be a very short life. Anyway, let's get started. Stars threw us a really cool bundle of brand new behind the scenes images that I don't think I've ever seen any of them. Let me know if you've seen any of them. Got another interview with Caitriona and a couple of little appearance announcements. This is not the hugest video, but there are some really cool things in it. So let us get started. Happy Wednesday, Cynthia. Oh, and yes, I am in my pajamas. Literally, I have not even gotten dressed. I got up off my napping couch because my husband is working in our bedroom, and just started tapping away to try to get things set. I'm exhausted. I still have laundry to finish before I pack, so this could be an interesting day. Luckily, I told my mom I will show up to crash at her house tonight so we can get an early morning start. I told her I'd be there somewhere between 6 and 9 because I have no idea how things are going to go. Anyway, Outlander stars, check it out. New bundle of behind the scenes images. Fresh out of the archives, they say. Enjoy this piping hot batch of never before seen behind the scenes photos from seasons 5, 6, and 7. And we are starting off with two of my favorite folks. We got Izzy and John posing at each other. That's pretty cool. Do you know what I dig about, just side note, about the costumes and the outfits, is that I always worry, like if I had to wear these dresses, I'd be tripping over myself all the time because they're so long. I love this feature. Can I just say I love this feature of these dresses where you just pop it up so you don't trip over your own feet? I love that. We got a nice picture here of Caitriona and Sam, which of course I used as a thumbnail. I just thought it was really sweet. And so we've got them in full costume and garb in front of the big house. You can see the garden and the fence there behind them. Very, very fun little pictures. Oh, speaking of fun, if you are going to have fun-loving folks and kids on set, these are the kind of pictures you need to see. You need to see the adults having a good time, keeping the kids kind of out of trouble and entertained at the same time. Loving that. More little ones. Oh, that's so fun. Yeah. Again, I'm really looking forward to Caesar and Lauren coming by. I always feel like Lauren and Sophie are the ones who get asked about the kids more often, it seems, because they're playing moms of youngins. And so naturally they spend a lot of time around them. And I think they have really good attitudes about the fact that there's always little ones to kind of keep in line. Not in line, but like, all right, guys, cameras are rolling. We're now pretending to act a certain way. So I think they do a good job. Love this. It's the meeting up of Sophie, I'm sorry, of Brianna and William in season 7. Looks like they're having a little giggle between takes. And, oh yeah, Charles looks very dashing in his red coat, even though, they're the enemy. But it always looks really good. And again, I love it when they get when they get David into like standard civvy clothes for the times. And of course, Brianna looking fantastic as always. Ooh, we're lighting something, guys. We are lighting things. Now, that's not the right season for the, fiery cross, is it? No, they must be doing something else. I'm missing what they're doing on this one. John Hunter says, love my wives. Okay. All right. We got, oh, there we go. More kids. Oh, and we're getting ready to go through the stones and head back to the 70s. Was it late 60s when they got there? Or 70s? Yeah, it was late 60s. It was 70s when they're coming back. And we got the youngins there. I've loved. Do you know what I loved about Jemmy's like youth growing up? Is that Roger was still making like the vroom vroom and airplanes and like modern day vehicles and stuff that the other people probably just would have thought was fantastical, if it were real. The people on the ridge were just like, what the heck are you making him? Oh, just something I had in my imagination. But you get to make your own toys from wood, so you could really make anything. I couldn't make a computer, so I would be sad. We had Caitriona having a giggle between takes here. It looks like she's gathering something. She's got a basket. And in modern conveniences in the old days, Alex there showing his TV mom, his sister and dad something on the phone that gives him a laugh. Probably this video. No, just kidding. Probably, I don't know, cat memes. What do you think? I is hungry for a hamburger. Oh, and I loved this too. Even though it was really, really short in the series, I really loved young Ian going back and talking to his former mate. He taught Emily, because I'm not trying to say the entire name, and meeting his son, which I thought, you know what, they did it really well on TV. I just wished it had been a bit longer. The experience and the chats there, but it did give him a chance to have some closure, which is what we really wanted to see. If we wanted to see anything. Oh, speaking of what we wanted to see, I don't have a little clip to go with this, but we all know the moment that is happening here. Everybody needs to take a little wash in the river before they go to battle. I'm not lingering on this picture for any particular reason. Look, trees, aren't they nice? Oh, look, that's a lovely microphone. It's so, I always like the microphones because they're fuzzy. I have lapel ones that are fuzzy and they annoy the heck out of me. But yeah, okay, I'm done delaying, I swear. I was just looking at the environment. It's pretty. Anyway, next up, at the beach. Yeah. Okay. And again, we get modern day fun with little behind the scenes dated costuming, period costuming. What are we Okay, I'm not even going to ask. I would like to see what some of these people were looking at on their phones and whatnot when they're like laughing and smiling. Oh, another good take, another good moment. They had some really sweet in the bedroom scenes in season 7 that I enjoyed immensely between Caitriona and Sam, or Claire and Jamie. I enjoyed those, which was good because then there was a bedroom scene with Caitriona that we did not enjoy, or trying to understand. And here we go, Caitriona, Claire, all decked out. It's funny because really, when I look at what she would wear for back in the day stuff. No, this is a flashback. Isn't this one a flashback? No, this is the actual war. It feels like it's very close to what she would have worn in World War II, simply because she's always got that apron going, and all we see are the like grayish or brown sleeves of her costuming sometimes. So it's almost reminiscent of her World War II uniform sometimes, at least to me. Anyway, we know this is Physician Claire. If if there were a cosplay for Claire that everyone would know without any question, other than the red dress, because we all know the red dress, this is a look that is like Claire. It's Claire. That's all it is. It's got to be Claire. Yeah, this is very cool. And what is she do? Is she's smiling at the picture of herself in the camera? Or, I don't know. What's she doing? I'm sure it's very technical and necessary. Always. All right, so we're all gearing up for the premiere, but this is cool. Outlander stars and Joshua Horowitz, love Joshua, internet besties, join us as we go live from the Outlander premiere event, the final gathering, red carpet, on March 2nd. Enjoy all the action on the Stars YouTube channel with host Joshua Horowitz. Now, they don't have the time on here, but Monday, March 2nd, if they tell us the time and I see it, I'll do my best to share it with you guys so you can get onto the web page, I'm sorry, on the YouTube page, and check and watch as people walk through, because there's always some good interviews, some good chats, and Josh is always a crack up. I don't know what he and Sam might do on the premiere on the red carpet. You never can tell with those two. But Josh is just a pleasure. He really is. Okay. Now, yeah, this is actually almost in picture. I'm gonna go with it. We're only missing the thing at the bottom, so I'm gonna read this rather than resize. It says Stephen Cree. Meet Stephen Cree at the Highlanders 8. We've had a lot of announcements of where they're going to be, and so it's kind of like, are they going to go to everything? But July 17th and the 19th, Hilton Metropole, Birmingham. For tickets and details, visit www.starfury.co.uk. Star Fury event says you can't have a proper party at an Outlander event unless you have Stephen Cree along. Stephen brings such joy and fun, and just like, he's a little naughty, he's a little naughty without being completely, no, I was going to say without being completely outrageous, but I can't guarantee that. Slightly outrageous is Stephen Cree's way of going. And at the bottom, which you can't see this part, but it says, for those asking, he says, yes, I will also be at the Highlanders 9, talking the usual inordinate amount of shit, but not wearing that fucking hat. He says that. I'm going to get in trouble from YouTube possibly, but that is what he's saying. They do, some of them really do not hold back on their potty mouths in panels and stuff. So if you have sensitive ears, you might want to skip the events with Stephen Cree. Don't have sensitive ears, though. It's worth it. Also, another story here. It looks like John Bell might be involved in something. It said Breadcrumbs Film. We got John Hunter Bell sharing this, and that is definitely John in that image. It's kind of a funky colored, but you can definitely tell. And then, again, you can't quite see this part without me resizing. It says at Rose O'Donnellan, at Izzy McHale, and at Thomas Flynn. Those are the ats that are being put in there. But at Breadcrumbs Film and Rose O'Donnell, so we can probably get some new information as this creeps up. I'm going to have to check out and find out more stuff. I'll check it out and find out more stuff. As I said, I'm asleep right now. I'm not really here. This is Dream Katie. So, yeah, that's all it is. I'm going to say hi. Hi, Jan. Once again, haven't seen you in a little bit. So glad to have you joining us. Good to see you. Kathleen, hi. It's the Battle of Marmouth with Claire got shot. Yes, thank you. That's what it is. It's the Battle of Marmouth where Claire got shot. Thank you. And Kathy, howdy. How is Kathy doing today? I wanted to do a little announcement, and I forgot to put the pictures over. But I'm really proud of my daughter because, and I'm just reading this. Kathy Slavic says, damn, got it right this time. Go, Kathy. So, my daughter, Shirley, very long, pretty hair. She did something very cool. I'm quite proud of her for. She's gone back and forth on it because she was worried about the length. But she got all of her hair chopped off 2 days ago. And I have pictures on my phone. I will show those with you at some point, but I didn't get a chance to load them today. Of her with before, with her hair in a ponytail, and then the after, right when they chopped it off. And she is donating her hair, which was at least 12 inches long, to Wigs for Kids. And yeah, I was really impressed with her for making this decision. So I just kind of want to put that out there. Shirley is awesome. Yes, she is. She still won't clean her room when I ask her to, but she has a generous heart. So, and that's what's most important. The room cleaning, she'll get to it. But I think as far as like who she is as a person, very, very proud of her for making that decision. Next up, yeah, I just had to brag for half a second. Sorry, Balf Nation shares another article. We've had so many articles that have come out, obviously because everybody's excited about the end of Outlander. And this one says, if there's anything about Claire and Jamie, they led with love, but they were always seeking justice and fairness. I like that. And I think they were inclusive of people. I just think that they gave such a positive influence to the people around them. And I think, in terms of the broader picture of their journey as immigrants to a country with a dream and an ideal about how to make that a better place, is something that can resonate at this moment in our time. Just maybe that there's a resonance there. Caitriona Balfe on what she'd like the legacy of Outlander series to be. That is really cool. And true. Yeah. I mean, we, at least when I was growing up, we always were very expressive and proud that this was a country of immigrants. And I like that Outlander brings that to the forefront. I mean, obviously, the Revolutionary War would not have happened without the Scottish immigrants, a huge part of the Revolution, among others. If you watched our Hamilton discussion, it's one of the reasons I really enjoyed how they presented history in that musical, because we had so many different types of folks playing the parts, and it really kind of pushes home that most of these people that built this country, yeah, we had some rich landowners, but a huge number of immigrants are the reason why we have the lives we do now. And so I really love this. This was says Caitriona Balfe says, we were young when we started. It has been the most incredible journey, and the most significant part of that journey has been the fandom, because they have kept us on air. You know what? Yeah, we are kind of important in that way. And they have kept us employed and supported us, and just been been the greatest thing that we could have ever been a part of for over a decade. That still blows my mind. It's over a decade. So yeah, let's see. It says, and it does feel very strange to finish this. It was the longest job I've ever had. But look, I think more than 10 years playing the one character and doing this one show, I think it was time for everybody. But hopefully, what we have done is given something to be proud of. Oh, it is, yeah. And hopefully, they'll enjoy this last season. I'm sure we will. And then they'll have these 8 seasons to rewatch over and over if they ever need. Plus the movie that we know is coming because we said so. IGN, what do you want the last message or legacy of Outlander series to be? That's what we started off with, was the quote for that. Let's see. Yeah, there's quite a bit of chats here. I grew up in Boston, steeped in colonial history. It's everywhere. But I think people don't realize just how violent the American Revolution was and how disruptive it was. It was a civil war. And so I appreciate that about Outlander, is that they do the show in the first episode. You're not in the scene, but there are 2 loyalists that are strung up. Ooh, yeah, okay. And Caitriona says, and I think people forget how young this country is and where their ancestors maybe came from and what the reasons were. There was such a tentative. All of these social contracts are so fragile, and a revolutionary war was trying to rid the people of this country of one oppressive system in the hopes of creating something that was about fairness and equality for men. Wealthy landowners for the most part, but we won't go into that. And I think that this, maybe things are again yeah, okay, so this is another part of her quote. We've come from somewhere. I'm obviously Irish, but I lived here for a very long time, and and I think we can't forget that there were people here first, and that many came here, and it's a continuous cycle, and it doesn't get to just stop. Well, I'm not American, so maybe I don't have a point to say in that part. No, I think she's absolutely right. There was never okay, we have enough folks, immigrants, stop coming over. For your own safety, it might not be the best time now. But again, I love the makeup of this country for that reason. I can go learn about 10 different cultures just walking down my street and talking to my neighbors and finding out where they came from. or just looking at my background, because I'm a hodgepodge of European countries personally. Um, ooh, here we go. Caitriona Balfe says, well, when we open the season, I think we find out a lot more about potentially what happened and see that there's quite a shocking scene in which Claire does something that I think is very, very shocking. And in that, there's old wounds reopen and there's grief that is compounded as well as being reawakened. Oh, all right. But to that point, I think Fanny is this lifeline for both Claire and Jamie, where maybe they'll never get to have met their daughter, but at least they might get to have a second chance with their granddaughter. And she's played by such a wonderful actress, Florrie Mae Wilkinson, who is so wonderful. And there's such gorgeous scenes with her. I've been watching Florrie's Instagram. The only reason I don't share more is that she's constantly singing songs that will get me dinged seriously. But if you do use Instagram at all, follow her because she's constantly putting out these really lovely songs. And says, but she's a young woman, a young girl who's really endured an awful lot of pain. And so for Claire and Jamie, it's about trying to help her heal and give her security and love. And in that way, the entire family unit heals a little, I think. That's really cool. All right. I'm looking forward to seeing how adding Florrie expands the stories that they're able to tell in season 8. I don't know if it would help touch on some things that I think that they're not going to have time on, but we'll have to see. What was it like the last days on the last take? Oh no, these are all like was it like the last day of school, graduated, this is over, or was it like a wake? Was it a funeral or a celebration? A funeral can be a celebration if done properly. I want mine to be a party. Anyway, it was so strange. You never really know how you're going to feel. And of course, they gave us, it was Sam and I were shooting the last scene. And of course, it was 7-page scene. Oh, yeah, we've heard about that. It's a 7-page scene in this bedroom and so much dialogue, but had all this double meanings about goodbyes and legacy and all of these things. So you start off the scene and it's like, oh, it's just a nice scene. Okay. All right. Now I liked Sam's description that it was just exhausting because you're constantly saying goodbye every day. This is the last time we're going to do this. Goodbye. This is the last time we're going to be here. Goodbye. It would be constantly, it would be exhausting. And then as the scene went on, because it takes a few hours to film all the different things, the studio just started filling up with people. All our cast members came and we're in the studio. There was studio execs, there were all the producers, it was all the production team, all of the crew, and it just got harder and harder because every time you say those words, you find this deeper meaning in it that has resonance, not just for the character, but for you and for your journey and for all of this. And it would be really hard when you're saying your final lines, again, those final 7 pages, and you're looking up and the crowd is gathering of these faces that for a lot of them may be the same last time you see them on this set in this way, and it's going to be the last time you're going to see them on a regular basis too. That would rip me to shreds. And so by the time we get to the end, I was saying to somebody I was having spasms in my forehead and face because I was such an emotional wreck. And they called cut and I was sobbing like I don't know. And we all had champagne and people were hugging, but at the same time, I was just going around crying in everyone's faces like, oh, thank you so much. I can't believe you finished. But it was really special. This has been such an incredible journey and it changed all of our lives. So it felt momentous. Yeah. It would be hard to even talk about it. I mean, honestly, as we've all said, as she said, and everybody's made sure we understand, this is more than a decade of her life, of family and, of people who turn into family and friends, because you can't help that when you work with people every day and in such intimate moments, not only the intimate moments, but like you're bringing up emotions and feelings and on a regular basis to portray this character. There's no way you're not wrecked by the end. Whew. even talking about it every day is kind of problematic for me, but we do this. We do this because we love the show and we love the community. I'm going to end this video here with Balfe Nation's share of Caitriona's interview. Caitriona Balfe on 11 years of Outlander and lasting friendship. A year in Scotland. Okay, I'd say it looks like a quote here. A year in Scotland, and that sounds kind of nice. My family's not far. I have a friend there. Caitriona, I'm being offered Outlanders as the job all those years ago. Yeah, because if you're like, well, I'm in Ireland, my family will be in Ireland, I'm in Scotland, that's really not far. It's two different countries, but like technically the distance, not that far. Um, and then 1 year turns into two, and 2 years turns into five, and 5 years turns into a decade of your life. And there's babies born, and marriages happen, and oh, just crazy, crazy. Let's hear what she actually has to say because I'm just gonna make myself cry. Keep doing this.
A kind love story. When you signed on for this role, did you ever expect this was the journey you would go on?
Oh my God, no. It's so hard to even like put myself back in those shoes at that point. I remember like I was a struggling actor in LA. I was just trying to get any job at all. And I remember after testing and having read the book, I was like, oh, this would be like the most incredible job. My lawyer emailed me and he was like, this would be a year in Scotland. And I was like, oh, a year in Scotland, that sounds kind of nice. My family's not far. I have a friend there. And then you just, your whole life changes and you're there over a decade later, and it's been the most incredible, magical ride.
You and Sam made a pact to always have each other's back.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
I think over the 11 years, I can probably look back on about maybe 2 or 3 instances where I'm sure I annoyed him a lot, but like where we might have got like even a tiny bit snippy with each other. I think we have always sort of looked out for each other. We're funny, we're very similar in some ways and then also very different in other ways. But we have always sort of allowed each other the space to kind of like, okay, well, he needs that, or he's seen that I need something, and sort of allowed each other to have that time. I don't think we were ever really competitive with each other, or I feel like we've just always really supported each other. It has been probably the most special thing that I will take out of this whole journey is that friendship that I have with him.
11 years, one of a kind love story.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to. I mean, just in general, you'd have to take. They're never not going to be friends. You know what I mean? You can see in the future when Sam gets married someday, Caitriona and Tony are going to be there. If Caitriona has more kids, Sam's going to be posted on her Instagram, hey, mama, what's going on? I can't imagine them not being friends up until their dying days because this is such a huge experience. In fact, I can't imagine like Sophie and Richard and Lauren and Caesar and maybe even some of the kids not feeling that this is an extended part of their family for a good long while. Maybe not the kids because none of the kids were able to be on it consistently for a long time. But, John Bell, he grew up on the dang thing. He may have been technically an adult when he was cast, but we've seen that kid mature quite a bit over the, 8 years that he was on? 7 years? 8 years, 7 years. My brain is not doing math today. So yeah, that's really cool. And I'm loving these little snippets that people are sharing of different interviews because then I can share them with you. So thanks to everybody who's been sharing prolifically different interviews, different clips, different pictures, even stars. Thank you, Outlander stars, for giving us extra behind the scenes that we have not seen half a dozen times. They're still coming out, and we're probably going to see more as the show runs for that final season. We're probably going to see some good behind the scenes for each episode that we had not seen before. It's going to be, again, bittersweet, horrible, terrible, depressing, and yet so enjoyable. And I'm really excited that we're going to be sharing these last bits with you. My brain has been going over like, how am I going to fill this space when it's over? Because I will obviously still follow these fellas and ladies and update on them, but maybe talk about some other things as well, other shows from time to time, like news and such. Anyway, that's about me. That has nothing to do with this. Thank you so much for joining me on this. That is all I have today, and thank goodness, because I think I'm up to about 4.5 hours, well, 3.5, 4 hours of sleep. We'll call it four. And I still have packing to do and laundry to finish and all kinds of fun stuff. I have to remember to pick up Shirley from school. She likes to come home after school. I should make that happen. But that is all I have here. Let's see. Do I have any fun things here? Let's see. Yeah, Shirley. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. She cut off all of her hair. What a sweetheart. Yep. Yeah, I was very proud of her. She had come up with this idea because of a family friend, and she wanted to donate the hair directly to them. And when found out she couldn't do that, we found out that it was really easy for her to donate it to somebody. And when we talked about how maybe a little girl her age who is suffering and is, it's hard to feel like yourself or get better, especially when you're a child, because you don't understand a lot of things going on, or you're just old enough to understand stuff. I said, imagine you wake up and you look in the mirror and all your hair is gone, and you're a, you're a kid. That's part of your. Well, we all our hair is part of our identity. Hello, but yeah, she decided that if she couldn't give it directly to our friend, that she wanted to donate it to help somebody. And our local hairdresser, they do wigs for kids, and that sounded perfect for her because it was something she could relate to, what that would feel like. And so it was so funny because when they were all done cutting, she's like, okay, I changed my mind, put it back. And she was being snarky. She didn't mean it. And the hairdresser's like seriously going, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I was like, don't worry. She's messing with you. We've been talking about this for a month, just about. So she's just milking it a bit. But yeah, so that's my I'm proud of my daughter thing. You'll think of something, Katie. I have no fear. I hope I think of something. Please, please, please drive safely. We love you. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. We know where Claire and Jamie would stand today. Yeah. Yep. Whew. All right. Some good stuff. Good comments. Thanks for the discussions on the side, guys. I really appreciate the involvement, the participation in this. And I do apologize for being 15 minutes late today. Just literally. I'm not awake. I am awake. I swear I'm awake. Kind of. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a big old thumbs down. Don't forget to comment down below if you have something interesting to say. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys, members, and anybody who has helped out this channel in any way. Those of you who view on a regular basis, try not to miss these lives, and you share and you are involved in not just this channel, but the Outlander community in general, because it's such a cool community to be a part of. But that is everything I have, so I'm going to pretend that I am conscious enough to go and do what I need to do for the rest of the day. I hope you are having a good day. I hope that the rest of the day finds you well. Those of you on the East Coast in New York, you've been tough. I hope you are getting through everything with no problem. I hope that snow is not sticking around for too long. It's got to be melting a little bit by now, or at least the road's clearing. My daughter was very jealous that the kids in New York didn't got school canceled at some point. So be safe, everybody. Be careful out there, and in whatever you do. And of course, always try to put a little kindness into the world, because some days you never know who you may help just by being that little bit of extra nice and doing that one little thing that helps out. So, and I believe in this community in doing that, just like naturally, without me having to say it. But it is fun to say because I want to be part of that. All right, guys, love you all so much. I am done. I'm not sure what I'm doing for tomorrow. There isn't enough stuff for me to pre-make a video for tomorrow. So I may go live, like I said, with my mother, and you can like ask her embarrassing questions. I don't know if she'll enjoy it or not. Or if I get the chance, maybe I don't think I'm going to be able to go live tomorrow because we're going to be in a car and I'll be driving, and that makes it tricky. So we will see. We will see. At any rate, I will try to have something up for you before the weekend is out, and at least share parts of my trip. Okay? Love you all. Be safe. Be good. And And of course, if you think you missed any updates, please do check out the playlist below. And no matter what video you choose, I will see you there. Love you guys. I'm going to find my little